Right, the video we are going to be checking out today is called SAS Operator Smoked These Nairobi Insurgents. I saw this on my recommendation feed and said, well, that might work. You know what? We're just going to go for it and react to that. I'm going to keep it simple. If you do enjoy this video and you want to check out more videos from me in the future, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it, and it really does show me if the video was good or if the video was, you know, absolute dog shit. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say. Let's just get into this video and see what this is all about.
Tuesday, January 15th, 2019.
2019.
A British SAS operator on a mission to train local Kenyan defense forces quickly found himself in the middle of a 2-day siege at the luxury Duset D2 complex in Nairobi. The 5 gunmen unleashed fury as hundreds of innocent civilians ran for their lives.
So he was alone.
The solo operator grabbed his weapon
and
his kit and stormed
that is
in,
badass.
self-initiating an off-duty rescue mission. And after a 19-hour game of cat and mouse, the lone operator saved hundreds of lives and took the lives of the enemy.
Damn. Nah, so he went full on beast mode. Just soloed the shit out of him. He's got suppress and everything. He was fucking ready for this shit. Guess he's SAS. Maybe you're always supposed to be ready.
In 2019 alone, there were over 6 terrorist attacks in Kenya. And over the last several decades, terrorism in Kenya has run rampant throughout, from the 1975 Nairobi bombing to the 2013 Westgate Mall incident. And since its creation in 1895, East Africa has been at the nexus of several political disputes that revolve around the political conflicts of the Middle East, as Kenya has remained an ally of Western governments and is host to several sensitive Western interests, including US and British military bases. And with poverty, weak borders, corrupt or incompetent police, and the rapid rise of extremist groups, Kenya and other African nations have quickly become hotbeds and easy targets for global terrorists.
Damn.
And the Kenyan army has yet to contain the influx of terrorism moving in from Somalia.
Damn.
And sadly, too many Kenyan soldiers have died trying. At the forefront of Kenya's counterterrorism efforts are the Kenyan Defense Forces, well-armed and well-trained
they got scars and
Special
everything.
Operations Forces. The Kenyan Special Operations Regiment, the 30th Special Forces Battalion, and the 40th Ranger Strike Force, who have all received their training from both U.S. and British Military Special Operations Command, such as the U.S. Army's highly capable Green Berets and the United Kingdom's ultra-secretive Special Air Service.
I mean, dude, if you get trained by the SAS and the Green Berets, okay, surely you'll be able to defend yourself against these terrorists. Because there's no way these terrorists have the same training or the same knowledge and whatever the fuck it may be as the SAS and the Green Berets. Like, there's no shot, right? It's pretty crazy, though. That is some high up there training that they're getting access to.
And in January of 2019, an SAS team was sent out to do just that.
Ooh. Here we go.
Amongst the SAS team was a team member by the name of Christian Craighead.
Christian Craighead,
a seasoned operator who first joined the British Army at 16 years old in 1992.
Oof.
He began his career as a junior paratrooper before coming of age and moving onward to the paratrooper regiment, which, for comparison to the United States, a British paratrooper is the same thing as an Army Ranger. After serving 3 years as a paratrooper, Craighead then joined the Pathfinders, which again, for U.S. comparison, it's like MARSOC. He deployed with the Pathfinders to Iraq during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, where he led reconnaissance missions. And around 9 years later, he attended and completed the SAS's notorious 6-month-long selection program and joined the SAS regiment.
6 months just to be able to get selected to join. That is just crazy, man.
And in true SAS fashion, the rest of his history is lost and remains untold, as the ethics of the Special Air Service are true to form of the phrase, the quiet professionals. But the SAS's legendary exploits over the years have often superseded their efforts of secrecy.
The end came with an assault on the building by the Army's Special Air Services Regiment, the SAS.
And at the tip of their spear lies the 22nd SAS Regiment.
I remember a movie about that. What's that movie called? I remember watching it back in the day. That was my first, introduction to the SAS. I did not know what the SAS were before watching the movie that I'm talking about. And then when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, these lads are fucking crazy. That movie was fucking sick.
Tier 1 unit, of which Craighead belonged. And when his seemingly peaceful training mission in Kenya took an unpredictable turn, Craighead delivered the gunman an unpredictable turn of his own.
Imagine one SAS guy.
And on the afternoon of January 19th, at approximately 3 p.m., at the 5-star Duset D2 hotel complex, as guests were having lunch and shopping around, 5 Kenyan nationals of non-Somali descent were moments away from executing a calculated attack.
Oh, so they were Kenyans.
Cell had traveled to the complex from their home base located in Somalia. Armed with AK-47s, hand grenades, and an IED, the men staged outside of the complex.
Shit.
The 14 Riverside complex in its entirety is one of East Africa's largest and more upscale developments, consisting of banks, restaurants, executive offices, and the hotel itself.
Shit,
a stage with stark contrast to the barbaric attack that was soon to unfold. At approximately 3:30 p.m., one of the insurgents breaks off on his own and enters the complex, where he locates and fronts the outdoor patio of the lively lunchtime rush of the Secret Garden restaurant, shouting aloud in Swahili before committing to the first phase of the attack and blowing himself up.
Oh shit. I was not expecting that. You know, blowing himself up, right? These are some real deal fucking terrorists. Jesus Christ. That's one way to introduce an attack, I suppose.
Once the explosion was heard, the 4 men began their assault, where they engaged 2 Kenyan police officers guarding the gate. The men then threw hand grenades at 3 unattended parked cars, setting phase 2 of the attack into motion. 2 explosions to create panic and confusion. The 4 men then entered the complex and split up into 2 groups as they made their way to the first office block and began shooting and throwing grenades inside. And at this point, everyone is trying to escape and call for help by any means necessary.
So they were just shooting civilians at that point. Oh, that's crazy, people are tweeting.
Members of private security forces and armed individuals, along with some off-duty police officers, were some of the first to respond. At which time, an unknown person present at the complex picked up his phone and called his friend, Christian Craighead.
Oh,
he
shit.
answered the phone and could hear the sound of gunfire coming from the background. The man requested for Craighead's assistance at the complex. He grabbed his gear and jumped in his truck, dodging in and out of traffic and arriving on scene only moments later.
Badass,
he had little to no intel on what was specifically taking place, but the sound of automatic gunfire was evident. Wearing a balaclava, body armor, and freaking Armani jeans as the dude's 007.
He was
also
prepared,
got a black
bro.
rifle, coffee, black beer patch. Craighead armed himself with a Glock 17, a combat knife, and a suppressed Mako C8 carbine rifle. And without orders, relying only on his elite training and battle-proven instincts, the SAS operator went rogue and mobilized himself.
I mean, dude, it must have been pretty fun, though. Like, I'm not trying to be that type of guy, but it was probably fun. Because I would imagine they've probably done loads of these missions, or like fake missions for training or whatever, where it's like, you know, run in, take out the terrorists, whatever, save the hostages and doing all that shit. But I bet you, to do it in real life, and you're there on your own, just being able to use your skill set and like he's perfect for the job is what I'm trying to say. And this opportunity of saving people and doing this type of shit, he must have been like, hell yeah. I mean, I feel like if I was an SAS operator, someone's called me, alright, there's people shooting up the place. I need your help. And I've got a suppressed fucking, I think that's an M4 or something. Some carbine, whatever. Decked out with armor and everything. He's not got a helmet on, but I don't think you really need a helmet. I doubt with these terrorists and their, you know, groundbreaking training, I doubt they'd be, you know, aiming for the head and shit. But, dude, I'd also be in my element, and I'd probably think it'd be fun as well. This is the type of shit he's probably made for, and, yeah, he probably enjoyed doing it, I would assume.
Like that, Obi-Wan Nairobi was born.
Obi-Wan Nairobi. Damn, that's a fucking name and a half.
Craighead could be seen escorting dozens of civilians out of the complex, and even carrying out the wounded. And with each pull, he turned around and went right back in and did it again. The locals were in awe of a masked foreigner who appeared to be single-handedly taking control of the situation wherever he could.
They'd probably be like, who the f*** is this guy in these tight-ass jeans?
Reinforcements showed up.
Running
As
in
police and
with
other
his
Kenyan
suppressed
forces
fucking
responded
carbine.
to the scene. Kenyan soldiers and police
They must have been
established a perimeter
bamboozled,
around
man.
the complex. Craighead embedded with a group of the soldiers and moved through the complex to continue rescuing employees and guests who were still pinned down within. And footage from the event even shows him leaving those forces behind and taking matters into his own hands.
He just
to
runs
directly
in.
engage the enemy.
Get.
And while clearing buildings and sweeping the courtyards, Craighead located the terrorists and swiftly engaged the enemy, single-handedly killing 2 of them.
Ooh. If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade. But appear to be the devil, then all men will submit. Okay. Captain Blackbeard.
Gunfire altogether had ceased, and authorities and Craighead alike began to clear the rest of the complex, as the actual number of attackers was unknown at this time. He assisted with coordinating logistics with local Kenyan authorities, went room to room searching for remaining attackers, and provided remaining civilians with a safe escort to the outside perimeter of the complex.
Damn.
While it had been
That is
thought that
badass,
the threat
though.
had been neutralized, after a few hours, gunfire and explosions were again heard in the early hours on January 16th.
Oh shit.
As Kenyan police located the remaining 2 gunmen in a hotel room, and after engaging the men, the Kenyan police apprehended the wounded suspects. And by 11:48 p.m., the Kenyan government announced that the 14 Riverside complex had officially been secured.
Damn. So they were just hiding somewhere in the place.
"20 Kenyan citizens, an American and a British South African man, died during the attack."
Wow.
The terror group
That's
Al-Shabaab
crazy.
issued a statement claiming the
not
attack was
expecting
coordinated with the assistance of Al-Qaeda as retaliation for the relocation of the U.S. Embassy in Israel.
What? That's crazy.
Christian Craighead was awarded a conspicuous gallantry cross for ending the 19-hour siege, which is the second highest honor in the United Kingdom.
Shit.
His heroic actions saved hundreds of lives, and he retired from the SAS in 2020. He wrote a book about the event titled One Man In that is currently pending approval from the Ministry of Defense.
That would be a great book, 100%. Right. I was not expecting those numbers on people that died. I thought it was more of a scare tactic. You know, running in, blowing yourself up, throwing grenades at cars that didn't have any people in it. I thought it would have just been a scare tactic, get some hostages, maybe get some money out of it, or whatever. I was not expecting that they just ran in there and gunned people down. That is a way to do it, I suppose. Terrorists have they don't have any mercy, I suppose. I mean, yeah, he was brave as shit though. Like, if you hear gunshots, probably heard like explosions and shit, like, you don't know what's in there. You don't know how many there is. They showed that he had logistics probably from, you know, the Kenyans that were outside and whatever. But, you know, how would he not know that there'd be a whole fucking group of 20 terrorists or something? Like, that is brave as shit to just run in and just go for it. I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd be thinking, like, you know, Maybe we should wait it out a bit. I'm not so sure about this. Can we confirm how many there is in there? You know, before I run in and try and gun him down. You know what I'm saying? But if he just ran in there and just said, nah, there's people in there, I'll go save them, then fucking fair play. That guy's a real hero. SAS, they don't fuck around. But that just shows, like, that guy's, he looked to be, like, between 40 and 50 years old. Maybe I'm fucking over-exaggerating here. But he looked pretty old there. And to still have, you know, the skill set and that capability to do that sort of stuff, I mean, they're dangerous still at, you know, an old-ass age. Yeah, hope you did enjoy this as much as I did. I found this really interesting. Hope you did enjoy. Be sure to like the video if you did. And yeah, as always, stay safe. And I will hopefully see you in my next video coming out soon. See you lot later.